like grandpa's drawers, right? Am I right? Hmm. Similar to the consistency of like a dollar bill. It's like a paper, but it's also fabric. I don't know how to describe it. Basically like a cotton paper. Someone slathered this side with glue really good too. You can see they didn't spare on the adhesive on this section. And honestly, the glue looks like hide glue. I don't know if there's viewers right now, if y'all know what hide glue is, but that's glue made the traditional way out of animal hooves, pig hooves and horse hooves and cow hooves. That's why Elmer's glue has a cow on it, because traditionally glue was made with hide or hoof. And that's what this glue looks like, to be frank. And they applied it very, very liberally in this section. whereas it looks like they were sparing with the glue in other parts, so might have been a problem here when they were building the chest. Some of this is going to be canvas, like up here, so the fabric meets canvas, or I mean the paper material meets a canvas material, and they're similar. I'm sure y'all love that squeaking sound. We're getting down to actually kind of towards the end of it. And then I'll sand it out and clean it out. Probably use denatured alcohol to get the schmutz out of there. Kind of looks like if you were to shred Grandpa's khakis up. Come on, big strip. I'm right in the way. Right here, I'm working on this fabric on the inside. It's paperish material. Trying to get this bit off up here. Kind of stuck to that knot. I might have to get sanded out. Yeah, I think it's gonna have to come out a more untraditional way. Yeah, that's a good one. A lot of this other stuff's gonna have to be sanded off, most likely. And we have a lot of old nasty papers fabric here to get rid of. Probably covered in some kind of stuff that they would never allow you to cover it in now, so you want to get rid of it. Yeah, this is a bad spot. I'm sure you all see all that dust. I am going to turn on my flow cabinet to try to mitigate some of the dust in the room right now. That is really, really a dirty job right there. That was even dirtier than I thought it was going to be. So the idea here is to get this cleaned out so that when we put the upholstery in, you know, it has a nice home. The upholstery we're going to do a little bit later on the stream. And it will look good, but it can't sit inside of a dirty chest. So this has to be cleaned out. You get after this with the shop vac real quick and get this dust out of here. Whew. That top side's gonna have to get it too. All right, time to be dusty again. I'm going to put gloves on. I'm going to clean this up. I'm going to put gloves on, and then I'm going to use a chemical called denatured alcohol. Not a real safe chemical, but it's a chemical that I'm going to have to use to strop out this dust and this funky stuff in here. Little known fact about rats: if you have rats living in things, rat feces are some of the most dangerous substances on earth. So you got to be really careful when you're dealing with old stuff. If it has potentially, if it has rat fecal matter in it. I'm kind of scared anyway, but generally you want to make sure you're very careful when you're working around stuff that maybe had rats in it at one point. It's the wrong side. I got my flow hood on, my laminar flow hood, which is going to control the dust level in here somewhat. And I'm going to add some denatured alcohol to this inside of this cabinet just to strop out some of that dust that's in there. By strop, I mean remove particles. Then I'll just use soap and water. But I want to make sure I've killed whatever living material is in there. It's kind of scary. This stuff is so caustic that it will actually like melt your glove sometimes. So this might help loosen up some of that paper that's left in there and that adhesive. So I got dust and I got fumes in this room right now. So controlling both of those things is tricky. Make sure that you're working in a safe space, you know, where you have some mitigation over the toxins in the air. Other thing about old stuff is that they use chemicals and stuff in old things. Probably not in this, but you know, a lot of old materials have lead paint and asbestos and things like that. You want to be just careful about what you're blasting up in the air. I really doubt this has asbestos in it. I don't see what the purpose of that would be. Maybe to make it fireproof. But it obviously didn't work because this chest was mostly on fire at some point. So we're going to put a cushion in this, and we don't want the cushion to be damaged or dirtied up by whatever nasty stuff is inside of this thing. So whereas we've kind of neglected the inside until now we have to pay some attention to the inside to make sure the upholstery that we spent some money on, you know, we kind of apportioned more money to the upholstery than the wood. So the idea is make sure the upholstery stays nice. You don't want it to get stained or dirtied up or whatever. Start stinking. These trunks got lots of mildew in them. You can smell it when you open them. Usually the direction is to clean them with bleach to get rid of the mildew. I have a problem with soaking wood with bleach. Because of my experience with woodwork, I would never really put bleach on wood. It's kind of a weird thing to do. So ignore that instruction if that's something you read online and you're doing a project like this. Sorry, I got to sometimes overrule the experts, the so-called experts. Jabroni haircuts. people who think they're experts or they went to school for a couple years. Hey, if you're one of those people and you got negative things to say, feel free to leave them on my chat, because if you chose to be here and nowhere else, then I don't care whether you're here to be mean or not. Look at that knot right there. I should be looking better to the audience. You did loosen that up. Sticking your head in there and working denatured alcohol into there is putting yourself in an enclosed space with a toxic substance. So probably not a good plan to do that. You're going to notice me doing stuff like this, wiping without sticking my face in there. And I generally stay away from caustic chemicals, but there's just some times where you have to use them in order to get rid of the nasty stuff that you need to get rid of. And I believe denatured alcohol is a petroleum distillate, so very dangerous in general. It evaporates, but while it's evaporating, it's probably toxic and flammable. That's not bad. We got most of that paper from the inside. Looks like I got a strip I can pull there. I'm just pulling it where I can. Now that it's mostly removed, I'm not too worried about it. Maybe do another sanding. Now these little rails right here actually have to be intact because those are going to be the basis of the support for the seat in here. So I have to leave those and I can't hit them with the sander or anything. It'll throw the seat off. So. See the tremendous dust that's kicking out. So I'm gonna go back over this with a shop vac too. The denatured alcohol dries super fast. Insert piece is not fully intact, but it will be used in this. So this also has to be cleaned up. My knife is stuck. I have no idea why they would need to upholster this. Seems ridiculous to me. Water break. Structurally, not the greatest, but I like to think that the work done back in the day was really good. But in general, some of the stuff I've seen, I don't know. I'm gonna do the same thing with this insert. Yes, that paper on. I don't even know why these runners would need fabric on them, but they put it on every runner. Again, I'm going over it with denatured alcohol to strop that dust off the grain and whatever schmutz is still on there. It's like a red pine on these, so they probably got this wood from, New England. This is a type of wood that is grown in the Northeast, in Massachusetts, Maine, New Hampshire, and the White Mountains. A lot of red pine. A little bit more expensive, not much, but a little bit more expensive than white pine, which is the most common wood down here in the South. Now, it used to be southern yellow pine, but now it's white pine, Virginia pine. Here in North Carolina, we still have a few longleaf pine trees, but not many. Because they went extinct when the factories and the ships and everybody used them to make boats and furniture and houses and factories. So our longleaf pine trees are gone. This type of pine, very plentiful still to this day in the northeastern part of the U.S. Still kind of resiny, you can see. Not always the greatest structurally, but generally it's fine. Looks like I'm going to get to use a woodworking tool that I rarely ever get to use. Wait for it. Wait for it now. I'm going to use a hammer. And I mean that I rarely ever use a hammer. I don't prefer nails. I like to use joinery. But because this is built with little nails, I think I gotta hammer it back in place. A couple of the little spots on this are kind of loose. little area on the top here. Over the course of 100 years or so, the nails have kind of come out. These are finishing nails here. There. Get rid of that and that. Vacuum it up. I almost walked my head straight into that bar. I think it's a super long edition of Calvin's live restoration tonight because I got to upholster this. I'm sure some of y'all are going to watch football tonight, maybe one or two of you. I'd like to do that too, but I might have to live stream through that time, so we'll see. I got this sponge with soapy water on it. I'm just going to kind of once over everything with this, especially everything that's going to touch the cushion. Hello, welcome. Restoring this old chest, going to turn it into a seat, particularly a cushioned seat, like a little, kind of like a little mini one-person love seat, maybe kind of like a chaise lounge. It's going to have an upholstered cushion that's going to go in. We're going to work on that tonight. Of course, we're going to continue to work on the outside to make sure that the outside is getting more coats of tung oil. It looks like it's almost there. It's got that real dark figure now, especially on the front where it's had several coats. I don't want to lose that. That's my insert tray that I just worked on. What I just did was clear this ratty paper, and I really mean ratty because I think there was a rat that lived in this. The ratty, nasty paper from the inside. sanded it out, removed as much of that 100-plus-year-old paper from the inside as I could, sanded it out, then used denatured alcohol to clear out or strop out the dust. And then I went over it with a soapy water sponge. So that's a summary of what I've done in the last hour or so. If you want to see any of the other stuff, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit like. Go check out my other. I've got about 5 or 6 hours of lives built up from just doing this. If you want to see some of the other process, coming soon is going to be a video of all the time lapses showing the completed project and the result. And so we're excited. We're going to work on the upholstery tonight too. I ask that you hang out, stick with me while we prepare to do the upholstery. I have to clean this surface off, and we have to put the board, the plate for the upholstered piece up on the table. The table has to be very clean to do it, so I have to move this stuff down and clean the surface again. Yeah, this thing looks a lot better. It was real nasty. That process we just went through created a tremendous amount of dust. I can see it on the outside even here. So these hinges weren't working when I got it, but I got them back to operational. Trying to preserve that leather. I should show you the inside so you can see what the leather looked like when it was first on here, which was it was brown, which is amazing. There's actually a hole in the chest right here. It's really weird. Something almost got its way through there. Now, right now, I'm just trying to get the dust off of it, prepare for the next phase. I don't want to put anything, I don't want to put the cushion even around it if it's going to be dusty. If you've seen this thing from the beginning, you know this is amazing looking compared to what it looked like originally. It was a mess, complete mess with a rat midden on the inside of it. It was scary. And black widows. Found black widows when I was taking these chests out. Maybe I should post a picture of that so you can see what I've dealt with on the way to doing this trunk work. Like I said, just trying to get the dust off of this thing for the next phase. Everything down to the brass and copper on here was all just gray. The entire chest was gray. So people can say what they want about trying to keep things the way they were, but that thing just looked a mess and smelled a mess. It had mildew on the inside, rat nest. It needed work. All right, so that's cleaned off. Let's move it off the table. So I gotta do another cleaning of the table. Hope this doesn't knock my microphone off. And I haven't made my workbench yet in this garage. I've made several in my life, but I only moved in here about less than a year ago, and I haven't done much woodwork, so I don't have a workbench yet. Should smell less mildew in here soon, because the bulk of that mildew was cleaned out, hopefully neutralized. Thank all y'all for coming. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. It doesn't cost you a penny to hit the like button, guys. Hit that like button, subscribe, check out my other videos. I think I need to clean my arms off before I go after that upholstery, because that's what I got on me after the last incident thing. So before I do this, let me make sure I clean these arms off. I don't want to get schmutz on the upholstery. I need the upholstery stapler. Upholstery staples? Okay. It's clean. That's good. You don't know if we have enough? I think that's enough. Cushion material. I'll hold it. It's gonna flop. I was thinking, you know, those spring clamps would be really helpful for this earlier.
What we're gonna do is lay it out, and then we're gonna lay the fabric over, and then we're gonna flip it.
Okay.
But so that's why I'm saying it's gonna pop back out for now.
Yeah.
We need to get all the sides covered.
Yeah. Now, is that like long, more like fabric foam? No, it's just panels. Okay. I think we maybe need one on each side of this just to give butt cushion. Okay. Yeah, I don't have a hot glue gun on me, but I can. What? I have glue. I just don't have hot glue. Hot glue is what, and that might melt through it anyway. Hot glue will work for the fabric, but not for the cushion, I don't think. I'm going to figure something out.
Slowly do this. And put weight on. I know.
Yeah, thanks.
I don't know how else I can cover to flip it without piecing it up, and it's going to take a minute. I got to cut things, and I got to weight them in the spot.
It's okay. You can do all that. What is it? I know I got a way around this problem. It's just as simple as like getting them held down, right? Can I apply a staple?
That's what my original thought was, but it's going to pin it down. You're going to see it through the fabric, so we can't do that.
You're going to see it through.
Oh. We need to basically just weight it in spot until we can cover it and flip it.
Okay.
So we need to weight in spot, and then I need to trim a lot more in the corner. So.
All right. Let's see what I got here. So these edge pieces aren't going to be rolled up.
They are. 4 times or twice. your back's on camera, but you're good. That's fine. It'll stay under there. I have to keep tweaking it.
I got glue that will stick in about a half an hour. Would that work? Okay. You have this one how it's supposed to be? Heather. So I should have got that cushion from the Joann's. I'll figure it out. Is that on there? That would make it trickier, I think. lost that piece.
That's fine. I'm gonna put it on.
This is probably the way to do it.
I'm gonna make sure it's straight on the pinstripes here. You see how they're crooked?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's how we do it.
I think the one over there is a little bit further.
You just put pressure down on here so that fall.
Let me
Put
pull.
pressure down because I'm pulling. Ooh, this hurts my elbow. Why is it shooting? I mean, shoot.
You don't think we need more staples in here to?
This is just preliminary. I gotta keep them straight.
Okay.
We definitely need more staples.
That was a good one.
Yeah, I'm gonna rotate it. It's nice. Not too tight, but down. Oh, these.
Some of them come out straight. I think it's about how much pressure you put behind it. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe whether it's flat. You want to trim that? I did go down.
I can't go through both, I guess.
Or maybe do you want it right there where there's meat? Want to pull it to that side?
More so to think of these lines gotta go straight.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice that the fabric has that. It does. It's nice and it isn't at the same time. Sometimes it feels like the ones that I'm further from going straighter.
Out of staples. Hey, if you're watching, subscribe, hit the like button. It doesn't cost any money. If you are of means and want to donate, check out the description for my Cash App. And there's also a GoFundMe so that we can continue this kind of programming. Is there a jam in there? Out, Toby.
So this goes in here, and then that hooks under there, so it just needs to squeeze in like another half an inch, you know.
I think it's because you put multiple rows in there. Maybe. I've never had good luck with staplers when I put multiple rows of staples in. folded it over.
So that
I mean, that
one,
probably could come down like this
probably
eventually, but yeah.
so we'll do this one, and then I'll do the corner. Yeah.
I'll take that if you want. Stay on the red stripe. Good. It's tricky, man. I don't know if I can help.
Guess I can move this side.
What I was thinking with this side was it would be pulled down like this and stapled down right here. I wonder if that can be done on all the corners. As long as there's a tough like that on every corner, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna trim it a little more. That way you can just really tuck it in.
Well, remember, these ones got enough so we can pull the corner, so don't take anything off you might need, right? There is some foam right here, though, you're probably going to want to remove.
Yeah, I do the
Yeah. Yeah, because that staple came out. I don't know where it went. Yeah. Is that how you did the other ones? Let me pull it with a screwdriver. one of these. This one? I might have broke it. It's in there deep. Let's see if you can wedge it out.
We're all in except for corners.
Yeah.
Corners.
It looks good. Feels comfy. It's like kind of important too.
Yeah,
The next trickiest thing would be doesn't fit, you know, with the extra space added onto it.
yeah.
I can probably make some adjustments to the inside of the chest to get it in there, you know, within reason.
Damn.
What?
I have to smack him with a hammer.
I can do that. That one worked.
Try to pull it. See what's going on under here.
Actually, that one's not stapled over yet, is it?
No. This one's just got a little extra.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out what exactly.
So what you did before was you folded over and you did this first,
Yeah.
I think, and then we folded the excess in, you know.
This one just has a lot of excess.
Yeah.
And a lot of looseness. I don't want it to fold there. There. I gotta bring it up higher.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, it's gonna have to be right down in the middle. It's down pretty good.
Okay, hold on, I just gotta.
Yeah. If you can get it to one ring and one wrap, then you can penetrate it.
Yeah. Not bad. I can
Yeah.
cut that.
Now, upholstering, would you generally take another piece of fabric and cover the bare spot?
Yeah. Do that after we add the handle to the
Okay. Okay. That look better? I hammered this down to make sure and clean this up too. Naturally. Yep. Moment of truth. Fingers crossed. So what I can do is put in 2 supports, one on each side, so that the cushion goes up here.
Yeah, pops up high.
Right? Yeah.
And
And
again,
that's,
that would just add, but
I already know the measurements, 18.5 inches.
is that going to make the floor underneath it null and void?
The what?
Whatever's underneath it, the insert?
Well, not null and void. I might still set it on top of those.
Want to catch on those? Or
What?
this one's going to be thinner?
This
That
one's going to be
go in
above
between
that.
them?
It's actually,
Above them, but is it going to be the same width?
oh, I don't know.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it would need to be the same width, but I know you have something in mind.
Because if you're going to put these up here, that's just going to catch on.
Oh, I'm not going to move those up. I'm going to put new ones in.
I know.
Yeah.
But if you replicate, you put a bar here and a bar here, you put that one, you're just going to see the top ones. So it has to be like thinner than the top ones. But that's fine because that's wider than that.
All right. Restate that again to me so I can understand.
So you have the edges like this, and if you put the box in, it catches on it, right? So
Right.
then if you just move them up, the box is going to catch up here.
Yeah.
That box up higher. So how are you going to use both at the same
Well,
time?
remember, we're measuring with everything. So
Well, I know. But
everything goes up the same distance. So once I put that in, this is still going to go in. We still need
exactly.
the
And
height of
how will
this.
this not catch on those side ones that are now higher? You
It
know what I mean?
will. I
That's
mean,
what I'm
and that's
saying.
the idea because
But
it's just not going to be so high. I think you're thinking I'm going to put it way up to the
No,
top.
I'm saying that we can't use this and that at the same time if you're going to add a second sidebar. Because right now, what
We might
this
not
is
need
sitting
that.
on is this.
Yeah.
So if we add another one, it's going to be the stopper for that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then and then
True.
we're sitting on top of it, which again,
True.
we can do. We can just
So,
do these and throw these higher.
What
and
you
then,
said, I get what you're saying. So, with what you've said, the best way to handle it is to
just put our own in.
put our own in, which is what I was going to do.
This sits on
Right.
top of
That's
those,
exactly what I was saying.
And then that sits. I thought you were bringing one in just to put on that.
Oh, nah. I was going to move,
So
put 2 new bars in there.
And then this.
That'll sit in there,
that
and then the
will sit
cushion on.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, I was thinking.
And
that
so
this is
let's
it.
size it out and see how much distance we need real quick. You know, just so I got a ballpark of how much space I need.
Doesn't this go the other way?
Yeah, I think it does. Let's put the cushion on. I know it's a pain in the butt, but let's put it on.
Oh, we can just measure that, the height of it, because then we're not gonna lose it. We're gonna lose a measurement here. Once we put it in, we can't measure around it. So we can measure the exterior width of it, height of it, and add that onto the height.
Okay, all right. That's
Just because otherwise we're gonna lose the ability to measure. Yeah, to measure it.
tape measures on my workbench.
Okay. So this is 3.5. Oh, just shy actually. And then this is, how deep is your plank? Just under 9, 8.
It's 8 3/4.
So 3.5 plus
from the top, it's probably like 3 inches.
Yeah. So we need to bring it up probably 3 inches.
That's about what I was planning on.
Well, also, so can we measure this?
So the width of my 1x3 is
But
this.
this we should measure this compressed.
You're making it more complicated. All I have to do, I think, is put that tray in, put this in, see what it looks like, and then I know what I got to do. But generally, the 3 inches is going to be covered by the width of my board. So that you're saying.
Well,
oh, hold on, don't force it. Don't force it.
All I was thinking is we should account for the give in this, because just like we realized as we lay it in here.
Is it in wrong, the thing?
It just comes on me for
One side, you're off the table.
So when we sit on it, even once it's higher, your legs are still catching on this edge.
Right.
So we want it like probably.
You want it to be like
higher,
like
basically just laying in there.
I think
a half inch in, just so it doesn't wobble.
The middle is where we really need it to be sticking up above too. And we right now we're yeah, you're right. It's about 3.5 inches.
Yeah.
3.5 inches.
We probably want to move it up 3 inches. That way we only have a half inch of a
right.
that it lays in.
Yeah. So there's 2 ways to do that. I can put the runners in the back and the front, or I can put them on the side and the side. I think I'm going to do the side and the side because there's already runners in place I can sit them on top of.
That's true.
Right. So
you can also brace them on that too.
Yeah. I'm going to use this ash right here because it's 3 inches. I just need to get 18 on. I don't even know if I need 18 on both sides. It might sit on a piece that big.
If you can cut that in half, we can prop it in and just see how the height fits.
Yeah, that's true. I got 2 pieces cut already, probably. So we'll see what those look like.
Here.
Now, the only tricky thing is if my side's not in, it won't close. I don't think we got the hinge on this side.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of force yours in a little bit as much as possible. Wonder what's making it stick, whereas it wasn't doing it before. Yeah, I can remove those. That might be need to be removed. See, that's really close to perfect as we can get. And I think it still has the same stability. Yeah, all we got to do is just put those boards in, you know. And then open. But
and then if we had a leather strap here, and a leather strap here, pick it right up.
Exactly.
And then I actually, okay, so hear me out here.
Okay.
If we take this out, should you very literally, attach these to the top so that way the depth between here and here is also.
Attach what to the top?
These to the top of this instead of. Sorry that I keep doing that. Instead of putting them like this.
I don't think it matters, but I think.
But so I'm saying if you put them on here.
Yeah.
Then you can have this has extra draw space.
That's true. My only concern with that is the bite, that they won't bite hard into that wood.
Yeah, it's very bad.
Yeah.
Okay, that was just my thought.
Structurally.
I mean, no matter what, there's going to be room.
Yeah.
You want to pull this out, actually?
Yeah. Have we tried to sit them? Did we sit that on top of these just to make sure that it sits on them? Yeah, it does. So they just need to be bolted in. That's all. Yeah, and that'll work.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even think they need to be regular size, but I'll do it. I'll try to make them elegant so that they're the same size here.
That works.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut another piece of ash from. Actually, I'm gonna take that other piece I got over there because I don't think the length matters that much as long as there's something to sit on. So I got this piece here. I really wonder, should I just split this board in half on my half line and we just put this whole thing in? Yeah, I think that's a better bet. Yeah. I've got a box of ash at my parent. Ooh, I didn't mean to do that. This is the fun part. Stuff I know how to do. Sure. Yeah. I think I'm in the center here. Should I just put it all the way forward? Would that work like that? Just to make sure it's uniform on both sides. I don't think it matters where it sits, right? It's not going to tilt back.
Thinking of the weight of the distribution.
Let's do this. I'll offset them like an inch back, just to be precise on both sides. Yeah, go ahead and take care of them dogs. This one's not level. I have to break this thing. Not break, but break it. I might have to use my 1.5 inch screws on this. Use an 1.5 inch Craig screws. I like Craig screws because they don't strip as easy. I'm not paid by them or anything, so don't worry about that. nice and easy, wasn't it? Wow. Generally, for something like this, you probably want to have clamps available or handy. That's probably enough right there, guys. I wish I could bring the camera over. I might tilt it down so you can see. Now we have 2 supports made out of ash, so very strong wood. Going to support that bench in there. We had to raise it up a bit. It was not high enough. I might put 2 more screws in. I don't want to overwhelm it with screws, but I'll use that other weight. You know, aim for perfection, end up with mediocrity. You know, but always be happy with the work that you do. So I would sit on that. So when Heather comes back out, we'll make sure that she's happy with that. Looks like it works. Probably closes too. Let's double check that. It does close. And it opens. Probably some buttons or something on the top will make it look cool. Still have space for storage under it. We're going to put some buckskin handles on it that I've had for years. So kind of want to take those clips out. I don't want to break the wood though. Yeah, you just nailed it and they riveted it in. That's the problem. So if you pull it out, it damages it, and that's. I might grind it off with a metal wheel. You try it out? Want to try it out? I just put it in so I know it works.
That was good, let's flip it around and see if this side looks better. We'll see what it looks like on the other side.
I started looking at these little tabs, like the bottle opener things. The audience, I mean, the few people probably saw me doing it. I started pulling at them, and what I think they are is riveted in there, and so it makes me not want to mess with them at all because it'll.
Just a little tight, but you really want it to be tight.
Yeah. It's really good, babe. I don't know. I like it.
I'll pull this side a little tighter, but that's fine.
I'm going to go for about 2.5 more minutes and I'll have 2 hours. So maybe I'll take the cushion out. Maybe I'll do a...
What's that?
That's a lock, I believe. At some point, this mechanism was controlled by the key somehow.
Oh, you know what that is? I'll show you.
What is it?
So that, if you can take this out. So the size probably, so the way that this hangs in there low means that this would go in.
Yeah.
And you'd have a second layer. And then something would sit on top of it that would extend into this. And then
Oh, yeah, that's this. This is the other insert right here.
To put the top under.
Yeah.
So yeah, and this would then see, and this is what catches
Right.
on the other part, and then this, you see, some of the other ones you still have it.
What?
This has a metal piece, like a you can see that it was in here, that would lift up, so that would hold it up.
Oh yeah, that wasn't in
you
here.
Put this down. Yeah, so this is long gone, but it was a canvasy top.
Yeah.
That must have gotten ripped off. But the other ones have it, so that must have been to hold it up, and then you can have multiple layers. This is nice.
It is nice. I want to turn it into a cabinet.
It's very nice.
Yeah, it's cool how it fits in there.
And we could add more straps to this.
We could, though I don't think the straps even matter because we have plywood holding it, reinforced by its support on the corner.
Make this straw useful again.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's a cute way.
And we got 3 to 5 square feet of storage space under the cushion once we get the handles in there.
2 different areas. This is still a usable shelf.
Yeah. Probably. Whoa. When that happened. I noticed that was loose before. I do not want that coming off. But, that's like, here you can see what the leather looked like before.
Oh, on top of
the
brown.
Yeah. So, I mean, the cabinet is getting it's almost finished. It's just touch-ups now and
lining the inside.
Yeah.
Or deciding how we're going to line the inside, because whoever's going to use it wants the blankets in there or something.
Yeah.
I could do a paper lining or a fabric lining. I don't know what is better for smells. And
now, ideally, you have this won't work with this probably unless you had the cushion inset here, and then it wouldn't serve any purpose because the person wants to lean against the cushion, right? And if we
could still do that, but these would still be. This is still the
right. So where we set the cushion 3 inches up, it would have to be back where it was in order for a top cushion to be set.
This also has a depression now, so there's extra room in here. So
yeah.
You could still pat in the back and make it comfy, or throw like an inch or two behind it and then add something so it kind of.
Yeah.
It depends. There's lots of.
It doesn't slam shut real easy. I do worry about people's fingers here though, man, with this sheet metal on the corner. Yeah. Like I could see that taking a finger off, man. And I really wouldn't want that to happen. But it may be just that we have to either permanently open it or create some way to stop it here or something so it doesn't slam on people's fingers, especially kids who are playing with it. Yeah. subscribe, click the like button, make a donation, throw something in the Cash App, throw something in the GoFundMe. And I appreciate you coming. Thank you all so much. Check out my other videos. Check out Heather's videos, Heather B, Miss Heather B. Thank you all so much. Take care.